We wanted to create a public artwork that was site responsive, something that would encourage visitors to think about the history of place. The title, Past Deposits from a Future Yet to Come, is an open-ended question about how we carry the past into the present, how we carry the past into the future, and how we also carry the future and the present into the past.
When we were invited to consider making artwork for Waterloo Park, it was a massive construction site. There were bulldozers, excavators, huge amounts of dirt, cranes, and we pretty much immediately understood that for the artwork that we plan to create, we need to address the history right below our feet.
Past Deposits is a really interesting project in that it's really about the histories of Austin.
People have been visiting the banks of Waller Creek and have been on the side of Waterloo Park for thousands of years.
We started reading reports, historical reports, looked at old photographs, and we came across the mention of archaeological digs that took place in early 2000s.
This community of families living there, they served downtown Austin. However, the city of Austin did not serve their community with garbage collection. So they would burn their garbage, they would bury it in their backyard, they would throw it along the banks of Waller Creek. The entire area was flood prone. Everything got constantly washed away. These artifacts come from those conditions. They are ranging from the mid-19th century, and during that time, the community of Waterloo Park, that people that lived there, it was culturally diverse, working class, a lot of people having small businesses. Each of these artifacts has been touched by human hands, and they show the life of a barber, a seamstress, a carpenter, a blacksmith, a laundress.
We thought it was fascinating to think of these artifacts as kind of the leftovers, the outsiders, and as such, we immediately felt a lot of empathy to these objects.
And so it was about taking these seemingly mundane domestic objects and transforming them with how they were filmed, transforming with how they were lit, and transforming them with attention to detail, and taking the small and making it enormous, scaling it up. And fortunately for us, TARL, the Texas Archaeological Research Lab, generously loaned us these items for a little over a year so that we would have time to thoroughly study them, research them, and film them.
Past Deposits is a video. It's roughly 27 minutes long. It will be projected onto the back wall of the Moody Amphitheater at Waterloo Park, which is a 16 by 120 foot wall. There are 4 projectors projecting this film onto the back wall. There's also a musical score.
We were thinking of working again with Weston, who is a New York-based composer. We envisioned a score that would be based on the human voice. However, with the caveat, we didn't want to use any words.
Alex's music would prompt a change in the visuals, and vice versa.
For the opening of Past Deposits, we had a group of local musicians performing the score live. And during regular hours of the park, visitors can listen to a Wi-Fi stream of the score via their smartphones or a portable speaker.
And I think the two together are sort of this beautiful marriage of the visual and then sound, you know, kind of coming together to create this very sort of poetic way of thinking about the past, of understanding and connecting to the past. In terms of the partnership, this was an ongoing dialogue between Waterloo, the entire team of Waterloo Greenway, and the artists, as well as their studio, and was, you know, collaboration sort of every step of the way.
I think that one of the great things about Waterloo Greenway is their commitment to making public space accessible to a wide range of users. And so how they've treated the greenery in terms of providing shade and walking trails that can connect different parts of the city. It's an ambitious and very forward-thinking organization. It was important for us that the artwork would be accessible to people that maybe have never even encountered contemporary video art before.
Public parks not always have been built to bring people together. Sometimes they also have been built to keep people apart. So we were thinking very early on to create an educational programming that would address some of the complex histories of public parks.
So as a way to further explore this, we developed a program called Dialogues. And in this program, we've invited a number of respondents to contribute their perspectives about site, history, place, art and archaeology, object and objecthood. And you can find more information about the Dialogues program on the Waterloo website.
The reaction from the public will be varied, but I think people will be really excited ultimately to have this kind of opportunity for engagement with the past in such kind of a beautiful, poetic way.
We were really hoping that audience members would go up and touch the wall with the images running, and it was just very exciting to see how engaged people were, and especially with the kids trying to touch the objects, capture the objects. And
yeah, I think the most surprising part that we didn't fully anticipate is how excited young children are interacting with the objects. That is a very rewarding experience.
I hope people take away too this kind of thinking about kind of the intermingling of the past and the present, and that time isn't necessarily linear. Time is a continuum, and it's a cycle that keeps kind of spinning around and around. But ultimately, I think it's really thinking about the people that have been here before us and kind of wanting to make a connection to that past and in the present.